Yep.
All right. Hi, everybody. Good evening. This is Danielle Russo-Slugh, my handsome husband, Mark Slugh. Tonight we're with you, whether you're here with us live, which is amazing, or if you're watching on the recording. You guys can go ahead and mute yourself just so we have a quiet opportunity for everybody that might be joining us later. And we put together a really special, quick program for you this evening. We are going to be talking to the gorgeous, the amazing Jessica Leichtweisz. She is actually a cousin of a dear friend of mine who I became in contact with Dina many years ago through actually another whole business we were doing. And once Dina's a registered dietitian, and once we brainstormed and we were thinking about, fabulous people in her life that she might want to share this with, her cousin Jessica came to mind. And I will never forget the first time I spoke to Jess. She'll tell you she was in a little bit of a different place than where she is now. She's an extremely accomplished in the world of autism and children on the spectrum. She's an expert in this area. And I know tonight you've seen some of the advertising we've been doing and some of the marketing for this. We're going to talk about her fitness and specifically her marathon and ultra marathoning. But professionally, she runs her own business. She's an incredible entrepreneur. She helps many, many, many children, and she has for years. As I mentioned, she's an expert in her field. And so she's a busy girl. She's an animal lover, and somehow or other, she managed to go from the couch to the 5K to the 10K to the marathon, a million marathons. And she also needed to kind of pay a lot more attention to what her cousin Dina was sharing with her about the organic superfood nutrition that we're going to share with you tonight. So Jess, I'm going to hand it over to you to tell us a little bit about your story and how it all transpired and how you've been able to fuel yourself. And one of her incredible accomplishments is to be on the elite group of TEAM ISAGENIX athletes. So she is one of only 2 people on my entire big team of thousands and thousands and thousands of people that has achieved this elite rank within the company. So she parades across stage and shows off her muscles and all that good stuff. But she'll tell you a little bit more about that too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Danielle, for that amazing introduction. And yes, certainly I remember our very first conversation, and I was absolutely not where I was now. In fact, I just recently found one of Facebook memories come up, and it actually had this post come up, and I was suntanning on a track. And it said like, LOL, at a track, getting my sun on, imagine me running. And then I put some sort of laughing emoji. Because at that time where I was, it was so far from my thought that I could ever do anything like that. And so when I was first approached by my cousin Dina and by Danielle, I was absolutely not the person I was today. Number one, I thought I knew everything. I thought I had it all figured out. I was living in the Bronx in an illegal basement apartment that was very, very convenient because it was very close to the subway, which made my favorite pastime of going out and drinking every night and eating happy hour really, really easy. And I had not ever really worked out before. I had never heard of entrepreneurship. Eating healthy wasn't something that was even relatively on my radar. And when Dina approached me and I got on a 3-way date with Danielle, I just completely said no. I was not open-minded. And it wasn't until a year later when I saw my cousin Dina again, and I was ready. I was ready. I had got to the point where that lifestyle was taking a really big toll on my health. It was taking a big toll on my finances. And I was looking at this and I was like, okay, well, this can't be all there is. There has to be something more. And if you looked at what my life looked like to everybody else, it looked like I had everything, right? I mean, I looked good. I never was needing to lose a ton of weight, but I didn't feel good. I wasn't healthy. Yeah, right. This is my boyfriend, Chris. So he's here. This is actually a Zoom for him. So, but at that point, I looked like I had it all together. I had a great job. I was, 2008, I was hired right during the middle of the recession, recruited from college, making a very good income. So it looked like I had everything together, but I was so unfulfilled and I felt so bad. And then, when Isagenix came at that point, I was like, okay, you know what? I felt like I was at rock bottom. And rock bottom is a really overrated place to be. I mean, nobody wants to be there, right? So for me, it was like, well, if not this, then what? Because I can't continue living this way. And so I know that I'm not the only person on the call tonight that's starting to feel that and wondering, well, what would be possible if I just felt a little better? What would be possible if I just had a little more money? What would be possible if I didn't have to look like I was holding all my shit together, but coming home at night and crying and drinking wine and checking out and watching Sex and the City reruns on TV? Sex and the City was still on reruns back then. And, it's just so much more becomes possible when you choose you're worth it and you choose to feel your best. And the bottom line, I mean, Danielle and Mark can tell you about these products. There is nothing else that's better out there. I've done my research, like Mark, I have had my own health challenges. I'm currently going through my own health challenges, and I've done my research. I feel my body with the best. That is my standard. I don't put anything into my body. Chris can tell you, I drive him nuts. I read every label. Nothing goes into my body unless it's organic, unless it's whole food, unless it's GMO free, and unless it's actually going to move me forward. So, Isagenix, the products are absolutely incredible. When you put them in your body, when you start to fuel your body with real food, not the garbage that you get in grocery stores or the grilled chicken you get at some of these chain restaurants, that chicken's not even an ingredient in it. But when you're putting real amazing food in your body, things become possible that you never thought could be. For me, the idea of running one lap on that track was not even in my realm of possibility, right? I couldn't even see it as being possible for me. But when I started Isagenix, my goal was just to run a 5K. I was like, I'm going to run a 5K. And then that became possible. Then something bigger became possible, a 10K. And then it was a half marathon. And then it was a marathon. And then it was an ultra marathon. And then I was winning ultra marathons. And I was walking across stage on TEAM ISAGENIX. And then it was 30 marathons and 10 in 10 days. And everything just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm not done. I'm planning on doing more and being more and having more. But I'm also planning on taking people with me. And that's why I'm here tonight, because maybe for you, it isn't a 5K. Maybe what you want is to be able to play with your children after work. Maybe it's to make an amazing dinner for your family and just being able to have that energy versus taking a pizza home from work. Or on the weekend, maybe it's when not yelling at the kids because they're making too much noise and you want to sleep in because you're so burned out from that 9-to-5 job that you're just horribly unfulfilled in, that you just want to sleep and you don't want to do anything, right? That's where I was. And it's a horrible place to be. And I never, ever want to go back there. But even more, I don't want the people that I love and care about to be living that way either, because there's such a better way to live. And that's why when I started dating Chris, and I was like, Chris, you have to give this a shot. Because, and he's like, well, I'm healthy. I don't feel bad. I don't feel like anything's wrong. But even just for a week, and he hasn't even gotten his system yet. I've just been sharing my products. In his first week, he's like, wow, I just lost 10 pounds, Jess. He's like, I feel so good. And, it just so much becomes possible.
Jess, let me give you a timeout. It's awesome. I love it. But just in case somebody is starting at the beginning, you didn't start with all the athlete products. You started with what? A regular 30-day system? Just walk us through how you did that, and then when did you graduate and kind of, move over to some of the more performance products?
Right. So for me, I actually start everybody off with a weight loss, a cleansing system. And it's called the weight loss system. But truly, at the time, I didn't even really need to lose a lot of weight. It's not about really losing weight. It's about getting rid of that unhealthy body fat that all of us have. Danielle had it, even though she was a stick figure, right? She was beautiful and gorgeous when she first started Isagenix and already healthy. But all of us have this fat around our body. So I have everyone start off with the weight loss system, the 30-day weight loss. The value pack is the best way to start off. It's going to give you all of those amazing products. So everyone really you know, a lot of the athletic products, people think they're only for elite athletes. That's actually not true. They're for everybody and anybody. You know, in terms of the transitioning, a lot of people think, well, you know, I'm not quite there yet. Maybe I go to the gym, maybe I go to yoga, I might take my dog for a walk, but I'm not quite running around and doing all these things yet. Well, there's two things I have to say. Number one, you will be once you put these products in your body, because more will become possible for you. Things like I said I never thought were possible for me became just a regular, ordinary thing I took for granted.
Hey, Jess, let me cut you off again. Not to cut you off, but
yeah.
Tell, I know for me, going through health challenges, for me to like make the next step, it came a lot about mental clarity once I started the products. And for you to go from where you were to, I mean, you went very fast through the marathon, ultra marathon. So a lot of people don't know what ultra marathons are or what you really did. And we advertise that, you know, about what you really did and what you accomplished. So don't be shy about what you accomplished. But I also want you to talk about how you got the mental clarity to do what you needed to do to get going.
You know, it really comes down to a choice. And it's a choice, and it's not a one-time choice. It's a daily discipline. You know, the difference between people who are successful and people who are interested in success is the daily discipline choices that you make. And when you're consistent, and Isagenix is amazing because it gives you a system to follow. And it's researched, and it's scientifically based, and it's validated by everyone's success, and my success, by Danielle's success, by Mark's success. It's validated by the people walking across the stage that have lost 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 300 pounds. And I'm not the only, 400 pounds. I'm not the only Team Isagenix member. There was Isagenix athletes that have won the Olympics. You know, for me, I made a quest. I was diagnosed with a tumor on my foot. My doctors told me I was going to lose my foot. I had never run before. I looked at my doctor and I said, I'm going to run. He told me I would lose my foot by the time I was 30. I said, I'm going to run 30 marathons by the time I was 30. It gave me 18 months to train for my first marathon. Within those 18 months, and a lot of people don't necessarily know this story, I was at a place where I was making some money with Isagenix, but I started doing running. Everyone asks, well, why did you switch to ultra marathons? I actually switched to ultra marathons because I lost my job and marathons were too expensive. And I had made this amazing declaration that I went in front of everybody and made public, and I could no longer afford to pay for the races. And it was like I was literally fighting for my life, for my foot, for my body, for my health. And my concern was, I can't do this. So I started running ultras because ultras were free. Ultras are invitation only, and they're only for select elite athletes, and you get invited to run them. And many of them have no cost to enter. So instead of running like 26 miles.
I never knew that, Jess. I never ever knew that.
Yeah. Instead of running 26 miles, I started training for 50-mile races and 60-mile races and 100-mile races and 24
Okay. So tell us, okay, what does a person eat that day if you're running 50 miles?
You know, I love our products. I actually feel myself almost exclusively with our products. When you're running that extreme distance, there are a few other things that I supplement with. I need a little bit more carbs than some of our products offer. So I just like add some pretzels and stuff. But, you know, I start off my morning the same way you're going to start off your morning when you're going to the gym to your yoga class. I take my Nox, 2 hours before my race. I take my Amped Power before the race. I'm fueling myself with hydrate. I carry it with me on the course. I find that a lot of the gels on the courses and the goos and the energy drinks, they're really yucky. They're really artificial, and they will make your stomach upset. I mean, like they're gross. I've seen runners do things that people don't need to see other adults doing on the sides of running races. I was like, oh my goodness, just drink what's in my bottle and stop doing that. But it's really true, and it's like you don't need a lot. And I use my energy, the e-shots. Something I learned from the amazing Russo-Slugh when I was reaching out to her for advice, because she's a runner, is actually to take what they used to call it, what is this? Product B, I forget the name, isogenesis. Isogenesis, while you're running, it flushes out the lactic acid. When I actually started using our gels, now gels The reason why people use gels when they're running is because it's really quick carbohydrates. It's really available. It's going to immediately hit your body and give you energy, and you can use it really quickly. So I was accustomed to using them, but our gels are the only ones I've ever found that have branched chain amino acids in them. So they actually start to flush out the lactic acid from your system while you're running. I took 20 minutes off my marathon time when I started using those. So it's just like incredible. I actually love our weigh-ins when I'm doing my ultras. I always keep my bag and my supply of Isagenix food. And I know like there's a lot of, a lot of amazing people who are running, who are using our products, and they're getting different results. And it sounds kind of silly, but the biggest test for me was that day I took 20 minutes off my time, and I was teasing, but I called all my other runners friends, and they were.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Did we lose everybody with the internet, or did we just lose Jess? Monica, can you hear us? The signal says it's strong. Looking for networks.
Okay. Sarah, you touch anything?
Let's see. Your muscles, whether it's the recovery products, whether it is our vitamins, and whether or not it's our shakes, they all work synergistically to make sure you're not only performing well, but that you're recovering well, so you're ready to go the next day. If I had just been using the products that were on the courses, I know I could have never run 10 marathons in 10 days, one of which I actually came first place for women in. So thank you. I could have never done that. And on top of that, I was traveling to different states. They were in 7 different states to line them up. So, it's like that would have never been possible had I not been fueling my body for the best. And then you might be on this call thinking, well, how does this relate to me? Because like I said, I don't want to run 10 marathons. Everybody's different. Everyone's results are going to be different. Everybody's reason for doing this is different. Everyone's purpose is different. Whatever your purpose or reason is or passion is, Isagenix will help you to achieve it.
Absolutely. Jess, so that's exactly the point, right? So someone might be listening and saying, well, good for her, and I'm so glad that all worked out for her. But the span of when you first learned about it to then actually opening an account and getting started, and as you shared with everybody what's happened in your life since then, and now and over the course of all of that time, Jess, you've always inspired people to be healthier, because certainly you've shared the products over the years with others quite successfully here and there, and just throughout the course of your regular. Did I lose you guys again?
You know what? You keep freezing on my end, so I missed your question, but I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now? I don't know. We always have great internet, and it says we keep getting, we are unstable. But it's really weird because it says that it's strong.
Yeah. I think what you were asking is like the process from when I first started to where I am now.
Well, it's just an incredible journey, but throughout that journey, you've inspired people to be healthier. And now, ultimately, we wanted to do this tonight, especially because we were so excited for Chris to be kind of the new guy in your life, and to be down 10 pounds in just a week, borrowing stuff from your pantry closet. It's like a crazy, crazy story. But the two of you together now, joining forces to really help and inspire a lot of other couples is amazing. I absolutely love it. What is it that your vision is, and what do you see happening?
For me, at this point, I think it's an obligation to give back what I've achieved. And I think that what I've gained most, like, yes, I've brought, at least 60, 70 people into using the products, and I've helped them all, and it's amazing. And so I've had some degree of financial success, and certainly in my full-time business as an autism expert and consultant, I have a large degree of success in my business. And the mindset that you develop, the person you become when you're part of this amazing culture and journey is just absolutely incredible. So my vision is that everyone is inspired and empowered to live in their purpose. And, you know, for me, I get to do that every day. You know, I don't have to go to work anymore and answer to a boss. Like, that idea is foreign to me. I get to get up and create the life that I desire. Everything that I do is a choice, from what I put in my body to the music I listen to, from the podcast that I listen to. And I feel like my life, I would have never had that without these amazing products and this amazing culture. And for me, the best part of Isagenix is our culture. And our culture has helped me to become a person better than I ever thought possible. And I feel like I want all the people that I love and care about to experience that. And whatever it is for them, whatever their purpose is and their passion is, I get the opportunity to help them live into that and to be a better person than they ever thought they could be. And I know that even if someone just literally sat in our meetings and sat in our products and the amazing speakers, the amazing incredible world-class training. I mean, the people that are speaking from stage, you would have to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to hear these amazing coaches. I mean, I got to see Tony Robbins, got to see Eric Worre. I've got to see some incredible people that are just making the world different, and they're changing my life. So for me, it's not only about coming into this and putting the products in your body, but really embracing this culture. And if I'm in a relationship and I'm with my man that I love, you know, I want him to experience it too. And I want all of our friends to experience that. Like, I don't, you know, I get, and Chris isn't at that point yet, where I get to get up and make a decision. Do I have to go to work? You know, my water heater exploded this week, literally. And I mean, it's an expensive thing to fix, right? And it damaged other things, and pipes were, and I was like, it's okay. Like, it was okay. It wasn't a crisis. It wasn't even really a stress, you know, because the money was there, and because I didn't have to call and explain to anybody, you know, oh my goodness, I need to go home. No, I just emailed my client and said, I'm taking the rest of the day off, and, you know, please email this person. She will be covering for me. She'll answer any emergency calls. If not, see you tomorrow. Yeah, and that's it. And the mindset.
You said the whole conversation that it's been choices that you've made each and every which way along the road and along the journey of these past few years that have now gotten to you to this point, because it just is. It's that personal growth journey. But the basis of what we're talking about, and the foundation, really, the basement foundation of the strong building, has been the nutrition, the herbs, the vitamins, the minerals that act like spark plugs, right? The herbs, the adaptogens, the amazing quality protein that has fueled you to feel strong and healthy in your body, to have greens that are like constantly pH balancing you all over the place and keeping your mind focused and clear so that you can make those better decisions. One better decision leads up to the next better decision. And it really is such a personal growth, you know, a personal growth journey, because when you are feeling in that, you know, swirl of chaos, and I live in the basement, and I can't afford this, and I can't have time for that, and when you're in all of that, those choices, it's a big hill to climb to dig out of those choices. And I've seen you over these past couple of years, you know, like emerge like a butterfly and fly, and it's, you know, we just couldn't be prouder of what you've accomplished and your journey. And I mean, who decides to get off the couch and then run ultra marathons? It's like, you got to have a little bit of just crazy in your head.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's,
you know, it's like, you have it exactly right. It starts off with the nutrition. Like, and really, and even before that, because a lot of people are going to be sitting on this call, it starts off with the decision that you're worth it. The decision, like, I am worth feeling amazing. I am worth putting great products in my body. My family's worth me feeling my best. And we all are going to have considerations, and everyone will have considerations.
And Jess, let me just bring up the fact, you don't have children yet, or you don't have children, right?
No, not yet. Not on the way either.
I think a lot of people, and especially I think maybe because I can identify with moms, they feel like what you just said is, whether it's selfish, right? It's selfish if I'm spending the money. It's selfish if I'm taking the time to start training. It's selfish if I'm spending time away from my husband, my kids, my family, my job, and slotting in time for me. But just as you're saying, and I would back you up 10,000%, if you don't,
You know,
it's this, you know, you're no good to nobody unless you are taking the time to be the best you can be. And Isagenics becomes the foundational nutrition that actually makes that easier.
Yeah.
Really?
You know, I can tell you for me, you know, whether or not it's the thousands and thousands of people I help every day. I mean, my autism consulting products have been viewed in over 100 countries in this world, you know, and I've helped tens of thousands of people, and I get to do all of that. And, you know, for me, if I didn't take care of myself, now my situation is unique because of these certain challenges I face. And I just want to put a disclaimer, Isagenics is not cure or treat anything. And Isagenics has only fueled me to live the best possible health that I can, because it's the best possible nutrition I can find. And I, you know, but in the same sense, I believe I would not be able to be here today. I would not be able to help all those children. And I would not be able to have my own children one day, because I probably would not have gotten to that point where that was possible for me. And, you know, for me, you know, you can say, okay, you know what, it's selfish or this or that, but it's the most selfless thing that you can do. Because when you choose you're worth it. By extension, you get to become the best version of yourself, and your children and your family, the people that you love, your future children, if you're like me and you already like have them planned and love them but don't even know them yet, your spouse, your relationships that you're either in or want to be in, they all deserve for you to be the best version of yourself. So even if you're at the point where you can't do it for yourself yet, because you're not at that point that you can look in the mirror and say, I love myself and I am worthy and I'm capable. And I promise you, if you stay in this culture and you use these products, you will be at that point, because Danielle knows I wasn't at that point. Think about your child. Think about your spouse. Think about how much you love them and do it for them, because it's going to be a gift that you can't even imagine how incredible it's going to be when you get to that place that you are living into that best version of yourself.
Love it. Tell us what's next, Jess. What's next? What do you plan on doing with running? What do you plan on doing with Chris? Maybe getting him running alongside of you. Maybe not. Maybe just 5K to start. Don't scare him yet.
Absolutely. I'm not planning on making him do ultra marathons. My plan is actually before I turn 40 to do a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and ultra in all 50 states.
Wow.
Like all 5. So that is my plan to do it, and I have 10 or 8 years left to do it. I'll be 32 in May, but I have 8 years left to do it. I plan to run 5 races in all 50 states. And not only to do, that's one of my personal goals and my personal achievements, but it's really become more than that. I want to bring people along with me to help inspire and other people to get started. And whether or not, like Chris, it's your first 5K. Chris had never been to the gym before. I brought him. He had never.
She's kicking my butt.
You know, like Chris is he's a very strong man, and he works with his hands, and he works, you know, in the field, and he's like many people, they think, okay, you know what, I don't really have to go to the gym because I'm doing construction or I'm doing whatever it is. But the truth, a physical labor, but the truth is just because you're strong, or even just because you're at a good body weight, doesn't actually mean you're healthy.
Right.
So
Very true. Very true.
And for me, that's what I've learned, because when I first started, I was at a pretty good body weight, and on the outside, I looked pretty good. I don't think I looked all that different today, but in the same sense, I wasn't healthy. And things just are, all of life is better when you're healthy. It's like you put on rose-colored glasses, and all of a sudden, everything is wonderful. It just looks better because you feel better. When you feel better, every aspect of your life changes. Your finances will change. You know, your relationships will change. Your outlook on life will change. And what you get to do will change. And honestly, what you even want to do and desire to do, your passions and your purpose changes, because you realize you're capable of more than this mediocre life you're living. And life is too short to live and accept mediocrity. It's just too short. Like, that should no longer be your standard.
Amen, sister. I'm like, you're preaching to the choir when you're talking to me, girl. So Jess, people get this box, right? So let's talk about that. The 30-day system, and again, we call it weight loss, fat burning, but it's really get healthy and cleanse out the old gunk. So for people like me that, you know, weigh a tiny bit soaking wet, it was still the best system that I could really get my hands on before I then graduated to more of a lifestyle maintenance, where I chose a little bit from the AMP line that Jess loves, and I chose a little bit from the healthy aging line and the Isagenics. Yeah. So we can talk about those packages come, if you're looking to get started right away, it ships, boom, FedEx, and you can get started with us. So whether you're looking to, depending on your budget and depending on what it is you're looking to achieve, we can coach you, whether it's a something called a value pack, which contains phenomenal vitamins, protein bars, all the protein and the cleansing you'll need for the whole 30 days, for the month of the whole system. They've given you some of the extra snacks, chocolates, shaker bottles, gorgeous new blender, which is a complimentary gift actually with that package. And so if, you know, again, different variety, different budgets, everybody's, you know, we want to give people what it is they're looking for. There's a premium pack that's kind of in the middle. It's got some great extras in it. And then we do have a getting started package, which comes in at under $10 a day. And this evening, Jess wanted to yeah, go ahead, announce what we can do for tonight.
So for whoever has brought you onto this call, and this is, and if you're listening to the recording, thank you for listening to the recording. We love you, we appreciate you, and we just thank you for taking the time, but we cannot honor this for you. If you make the decision to get started tonight, before midnight, so you have 4.5 hours left, almost 4 hours and 27 minutes. If you make the decision to get started, the company is generously giving you 1 year free membership and 1 year free wholesale pricing, which is an incredible savings and it's an incredible value, and that's valid only for tonight. So whoever invited you to this call, contact them and they can set that up for you. They will know how to do that. The company will give you free enrollment, which is just incredible and a huge savings. And, you know, if you're on that fence and you're thinking, okay, you know what, that's going to really be able to help you, even just get some extra products if that helps your budget. Because all the products are amazing, and the more that you're able to have, the better experience you're going to have.
Okay, awesome. So Chris, we'll put you in the hot seat to close the call. What do we, oh, do we lose everybody again?
I think you're frozen again. There we go. Yeah, here you go.
Okay, so Chris, I wanted to ask you, if we circle back in the next 30 days with you, what do we see? Do you want your 30-day goals to be? What are you looking to create with Jess in the next 30 days?
Well, the thing I'm looking to create is a wonderful, beautiful relationship with her, and also to get my body more cleansed and go through a nice healing for my body, because I had something happen to me back in 2007. I was involved in a head-on motor vehicle accident, and I do have a bits and pieces of a blood clot in my lower left leg still. Over the years, I know it hasn't been disintegrating, which is a good thing, but I want to see it totally gone. And I do believe by coming onto this next path that my awesome, wonderful girlfriend is getting me onto, is going to continue to help disintegrate this blood clot that's in my leg. That's the first thing, to get my health style healthy again. And then after that, you know, of course, I'd like to build a business, along with building a business while going through this health style, you know.
And that's a great point, Chris. In this environment and this culture that Jess was talking about, we really encourage people to learn and earn at the same time. So as you inspire other people to take control of their health and to kind of, we call it trade up to better health, trade up to better nutrition, you will inspire others to kind of follow that yellow brick road. And in return, Isagenix pays you for that quite handsomely. So we've seen Jess have months where she shared it and coached some folks, and she's eaten for free. We've seen Jess have months where she's come out, you know, a bit ahead of the game and have a little extra. You know, Mark and I kind of took that whole concept to a totally different level and treated it as a global franchise with no overhead, no walls, where we are operating in 15 marketplaces. Before you guys, we were on with our team in the Netherlands. So really, we've taken it to the other extreme but it's very, very simple. And just to finish that sentence, we've become 253, oh yeah, it's right there, Isagenics millionaires, which just means we've helped a lot of people. We've cultivated other leaders. We're helping our leaders help people. Just means we're helping more people become happy and healthy. It doesn't really mean anything. There's no finish line ever. But what is fantastic is you, Chris, get to learn and earn at the same time. So if eating Isagenics for free is important to you, then we want to learn and earn even faster. We just want to share and find some buddies and find some people to get inspired and get together with you to jump into a healthy culture, especially you guys are up in New Jersey. It's a little gray. It's February. We want spring to come. Groundhog's Day, and we want that spring sunshine to come. So it's great to find and grab some other buddies to get started with you.
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's something that's awesome, is that like if you are on this call and really truly you're sitting here and saying, I'm not sure I can do this, you can, and we will be committed to your success. If you make the decision that you want to do it, we will teach you how to get your products paid for. And honestly, there's no one more qualified than Danielle and Mark to do that. I was in that position. When I first started these products, my credit cards were maxed out. I had nothing left.
She knows what to do. She knows what to do.
Danielle taught me how to get my box paid for. And it's, for me, I actually had my products paid for before my credit card bill came. And, and I've continued and to be able to get my products paid for. Now, some months I choose to use more products, so I choose to invest some more money. But the truth is, if you really want to do this, there is a way, and you have amazing people that are more than qualified to teach you.
So awesome. So Jess, if somebody wanted to connect with you about running their first 10K or their first half or their first marathon or whatever beyond that, how can they get in touch with you? Can you share some of your email, your website? I know people may need some nutrient timing information for getting on a running schedule, maybe some of your best practices. So how do they contact you?
The best way to reach me, and actually if you send me a friend request, I won't see it. Just Facebook has maxed out my friend request, and I typically don't see messages unless we're connected on Facebook. So using Facebook isn't the best way. But you can reach me at my email, just jessica@jessicaleichtweisz.com. So just my first name at my first name, last name.com.
I type it in the chat.
Because there's a lot of E's and I's
and
W's and that.
I'll never do
Yeah, it's very confusing. But that's my email. I typically respond to all emails within 24 to 48 hours. That's my best business practice. So you can email me.
And I didn't even mention that you have a book on Amazon. And
I actually have 6 books on Amazon.
We didn't even get to the point that you're an accomplished author. So Jess, this is just the first one of several that we'll do in a series, and we'll follow Chris's journey. We'll put him on the hot seat again next time. We want to hear how your IsaBody challenge is going, because I'm sure Jessica's enrolling you right away in our 16-week challenge. And we'd love to start connecting with the befores and after pictures along the way of the journey. So thank you so much for sharing your story, Jess.
Thank you so much. And it was always a privilege and honor. And I look forward to seeing everyone again soon.
Yes.
Thanks.
You too.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Danielle and Mark. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.